happy enough, doesn't he?
Indeed, sir. The engagement appears to have lifted his spirits quite considerably.
Engagement?
You're not aware that Mr. Finknottle proposed to Miss Bassett this afternoon and was accepted, sir?
Well, Jeeves.
Yes, sir.
You see how right I was?
Indeed, sir.
Yes, this must be rather an eye-opener for you, Jeeves. Watch me handling this case.
Luckily, sir, I found an opportunity to add half a bottle of ardent spirit to his luncheon orange juice.
Lords, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Jeeves. So did I, Jeeves.
This year, we are all delighted to welcome, as our guest for the afternoon, Mr. Fitzwattle.
Finknottle?
I should say, Finknottle.
Well, of course you should, you silly ass. Well, all right, get on with it.
We are all happy, as I say, to welcome Mr. Finknottle, who has kindly consented to present the prizes. Now, I'm sure Mr. Finknottle's name is familiar to us all.
Well, not to you. You didn't seem to know it's a dashed well one. I know. Push on. Speech. Speech? Boys!
No, I mean, ladies and gentlemen and boys.
It's a beautiful world, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, lords and things. I mean, the sky is blue, the birds are singing, there's optimism everywhere. And why not, girls and ladies? I should like you all to be upstanding and give 3 cheers for this beautiful world. Up you get. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip. Hip, hip! Hooray! All right, sit down, sit down. Now, anybody who says this isn't a beautiful world doesn't know what they're talking about. You see, if there's one thing in the world I can't stand, it's a pessimist. See, a pessimist is a man who... Why, hello, Bertie. I didn't know you were here. Now, there's an instance of what I mean. Ladies and... what's it? Take a good look at that object sitting there at the back. Morning coat, trousers is worn, moldy rose in buttonhole, you can't miss him. I despise that man, women and children. And shall I tell you why? Eh? Because he's
I think, Mr. Finknottle, as time is getting on, I think perhaps we ought to commence the prizes.
Oh, it's you. The prizes, yes, righto. Might as well be shoving along with it. What's this one?
Spelling and dictation, P.K. Purvis.
Spelling and dictation, P.K. Purvis. Forward, P.K. Purvis. Oh, you P.K. Purvis?
Yes, sir.
It's a beautiful world, P.K. Purvis.
Yes, sir.
Ah, you've noticed it, have you? Good. You married by any chance?
No, sir.
Get married, P.K. Purvis. It's the only life.
Yes, sir.
Good boy. Right, Headmaster, what's the next one?
G.G. Simmons, scripture knowledge.
G.G. Simmons, scripture knowledge. So, you've won the scripture knowledge prize, have you, G.G. Simmons?
So, yes, sir.
Yes. You look just a sort of little tick who would. And yet, how are we to know that you came by it in an open and above-board manner?
I can assure you, Mr. Finknottle, every care was taken to ensure a correct marking.
Well, if you say so. All right, G.G. Simmons, take your prize.
So, thank you, sir.
But let me tell you, there's nothing to stick on side about in winning a prize for scripture knowledge. Bertie Wooster won a scripture knowledge prize, but of course Bertie frankly cheated. He succeeded in scrounging that scripture knowledge prize over the heads of better men by means of some of the rawest and most brazen swindling methods, even at a school where such things were the norm. Bertie.
not be surprised to learn, Jeeves, that Madeline and Gussie are no longer engaged after the fiasco of the prize giving. Was there much more after I left?
No, sir. Mr. Finknottle's inflamed cerebral condition brought about an early closure. He returned to the theme of Master G.G. Simmons and his Scripture Knowledge Prize, hinting at systematic cheating on an impressive scale. He even went so far as to suggest that Master Simmons is well known to the police.
Oh, golly.
Yes, sir.
Not our finest hour, Jeeves.
No, sir.
Door, Jeeves?
Yes, sir.
That may be Mr. Finknottle now. Oh, it's not you. Hello, Tuppy.
Mr. Glossop. If you'll excuse me, sir.
You remember what I swore I'd do to the chap who stole Angela from me?
Well, as nearly as I can recall, you were going to pull him inside out.
And make him swallow himself, correct. Well, the programme holds good for the newt bloke.
The newt bloke? Gussie?
The serpent Finknottle.
But Gussie loves Madeline Bassett.
You can't all love this blasted Bassett. It astonishes me how anybody could love her. No, Finknottle loves Angela and she loves him.
Oh, that is absurd.
Absurd, is it? Well, then perhaps you'll kindly explain to me how she happens to be engaged to him.
Engaged? Tuppy, you could knock me down with an F. There must be some mistake.
There is. The snake Finknottle's just made it.
Ah, there you are. Where are all the staff tonight, you know?
They've gone over to the staff dance at Kingham Manor.
So, it appears that you've gone and got engaged to the Gussie.
Quite right. We're in love.
Oh, come now, Angela. Gussie's a splendid chap in many ways. If you've got a sick newt on your hands, well, Gussie's just the fellow to tell you what to do until the doctor comes. But honestly, old thing, you could fling bricks by the half hour in England's most densely populated districts without hitting one girl willing to become Mrs. Finknottle without a general anaesthetic.
Well, I thought it would be fun.
Well, I'm surprised at you, young Angela. No wonder they say, oh, woman, woman.
Who do?
Well, chaps mostly. You know you're potty about Tuppy.
For goodness sake, Bertie, go away and boil your head.
Well, now, Angela, if you'll permit me to observe.
No.
Very well, then. I shall say no more. Just tinkety-tonk. I say, Jeeves, do you know what's happened? Mr. Finknottle has got himself engaged to my cousin Angela.
Gentlemen who are discarded by one young lady are apt to attach themselves without delay to another, sir. It is what is known as a gesture. My Uncle George...
Oh, never mind your Uncle George, Jeeves.
No, sir.
Save him for the long winter evenings, eh?
Just as you say, sir.
We must concentrate on rescuing Gussie. Go forth and scour the neighbourhood.
I don't think that will be necessary, sir. Mr. Finknottle is here. Mr. Finknottle, sir?
Gussie?
Is that door locked?
Yes, sir.
Let me in, blast you! Who's on this door? What's going on? Are you in there? What do you think you're doing? Listen, if you don't open up, I'm going to jolly well break this door down. Wooster! Wooster! Right. Why was that door locked?
Is one to have no privacy, Glossop? I instructed Jeeves to shut the door because I was about to disrobe. There, you see?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jeeves.
But I heard his snaky little voice. Well, I intend to search this room from end to end. And if he is here, you better say goodbye to him quickly and order your lilies. What's in this cupboard?
Just clothes. The usual wardrobe of an English gentleman.
You're lying.
Ha. Ha. Ha.
Jeeves, this is all getting a bit thick.
Yes, sir.
Ah, hello, Aunt Dahlia.
Bertie, give me a drink. Anything, so long as it's strong.
Approach Bertram along those lines, Aunt Dahlia, and you catch him at his best.
Attila. That's the name, Attila the Hun.
Eh?
I've been trying to think all through dinner what it was you reminded me of.
Oh, now look, after everything I've done...
Angela tells me she's going to get engaged to this spink bottle.
Well, temporarily, yes.
So there it is. My only daughter, for whom I had dreamed of a wonderful golden future, is going to marry an inebriated newt fancier.
Well, Aunt of my heart, yes, I can't but agree that things are not too oojar come spiff at the moment. Yes, Jeeves?
A note for you, sir.
From whom, Jeeves?
From Miss Bassett, sir.
What does Madeline Bassett want to write to me for?
Open the damn thing and see. Will you stop that?
You don't understand. Madeline Bassett says she's going to marry me.
Well, I hope it keeps fine for both of you.
I hope you won't take it amiss, sir, but I've been giving some attention to what might be called the amatory entanglements at Brinkley. It seems to me that drastic measures may be called for.
Oh, drastic away, Jeeves. The prospect of being united for life with a woman who talks about little baby bunnies fills me with an unnamed dread.
Supposing, sir, that in the middle of the night the fire alarm bell were to ring.
Oh, not the fire alarm thing again, Jeeves.
Yes, sir. As I see it, sir, the occupants of the house would suppose that a conflagration had broken out.
Oh, possibly, Jeeves, possibly.
Whereupon, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Glossop would hasten to save Miss Angela, while Mr. Finknottle would perform the same office for Miss Bassett.
Huh? This is based on psychology, is it, Jeeves?
Yes, sir. It is thought to be the instinct of everyone upon the alarm of fire to save the object dearest to them.
It seems to me there's a grave danger of seeing Tuppy come out carrying a steak and kidney pie. But resume, Jeeves, resume.
Well, sir, the relations between the two couples could scarcely continue distant after such an occurrence.
Well, you may be right. I just feel that there's great possibility for a slip-up here, Jeeves. However, I'm not in a position to cavil at even 100 to 1 shot. At what hour would you suggest bonging the bell?
Not before midnight, sir.
Shall I bong, or will you?
I think it would be better coming from you, sir.
I'm not bothered. It's silly.
It's the fire.